What is up? What is going on, everybody? It is Future Adrian here. I can tell you already to stay tuned for some really annoying, for a really frustrating day with callbacks. Tons and tons of callbacks. All right, so we are back at the location. I'm waiting for the other guys to come here and have them probably install it. We have some apprentices and stuff. So these are the Honeywell Home T9s, and they all kind of look the same. I know a lot of people like Honeywell. We've never used them on commercial buildings because we've needed sensors, so like Brayburn, and then for the simple ones we would use Robert Shaw. I've tried Emerson, and old school Honeywells, right? The physical buttons and all that. But I wanted to try this one because I've seen these before at other locations that were remodeled, and the companies, I guess, use these. I just never knew which number it was. There's T4, 6, 7, 9, 10. There's so many of them. This is their room sensor, and this is something that I need quite a bit, is to run a remote sensor. And this being wireless, it takes 2 AAA batteries, which it does come with the mounting hardware and the the batteries. So I'm hoping that if we run this sensor and set it up and everything, that it works in a commercial application. These are meant for homes. They're room sensors. That way you can balance your air cooling in your house. But we typically need this for commercial, where they have all the thermostats in the office, but they want to control a dining room, a back room, things like that. And what I noticed at all of these, I think I mentioned it already, is that they've been adding so many computers and networking router type deals and all that. And it gets hot where they put these thermostats in the office. C-wire adapter, if you don't have a common. This is basically like your, I'm pretty sure this is like your fast stat or wire extenders. They include it here, so kind of cool. You don't have to worry about that. But we do have commons here, and I was pretty stoked because another issue is that getting 2-stage for me, because I don't deal with anything much bigger than that, 2-stage cooling at least is hard to get. So this does handle up to 2 stages cooling and heating, so I thought that was kind of cool. All right, so I had to hand off the thermostats. They're putting them in, and we're gonna run those sensors. I don't think these are the exact ones, because I had seen basically these styles at other places that were remodeled, and they look exactly the same, but it might be a different model number. And we're gonna see if they work out. These are the T9s. You can get at Home Depot, Lowe's. Picked them up last night and was able to kind of do this first thing in the morning. Everything's good right now. Like yesterday, the sensors on the old thermostats were just taking way too long to line up with like what we found. We were walking around checking temperature, and we had 70s when it was saying that it was 80. So, and we waited. We were here for like 30-40 minutes after putting everything back together and turning it back on, because we did have a leak on the roof. And yeah, it's running way too long. So we'll see how it goes. They're gonna mount the new ones. It just sucks because it's a smaller footprint, right? They're vertical. Old thermostats are horizontal, so they're mounting the new ones. And if I need to, I'll come back with wall plates or whatever, but I don't think they care. So the guys have tried different traps and it's just not throwing enough. Let me try building one real quick. So I put the old one it had, just gonna document the flow and see if we can improve that. I still gotta clean it. Probably use a different piece of pipe. I used an old one there. I'll cut up a new one because there's a little drip. Glue it and then get some readings and see how it does. So if you guys ever work on Daikin, this panel where the filters are is a pain in the ass to remove. They are interlocking panels. You gotta take off both. Yeah, because of the way they match up. So I'm using this panel over here just to every now and then check. I've been running it 15 minutes and that's when it started dripping when I was here earlier. So far no drip, but it could have accumulated. So I'm gonna wait it out half hour, see if it drips at all. We're getting in a little bit better. It's still not the best, but a little bit better. And I need to, like I said, finish that up if I don't see a drip, if I don't see any water accumulating around this below the filter. So just have to check on it. And yes, we have we're draining on the roof for a few reasons. We do have a drain right there, but I'll show you around the roof. Initially, this is my customer and the AC in the back. That way, it's a different building, like a different suite. But for some reason, they tied into the drain line. Like they wired them together and then ran it to this. And now they ran that one to that one, which also tries to tie into my customer. So every time they had issues, we had issues. And we decided just to do this for now on both ACs on the roof, and I'll show you why. And there's a lot of work here, but I'll show you why I don't want this roof whatsoever. I tried. That's another customer. This is our customer. They're supposed to both go into this one. It never drained. I had to take it out to help the neighbor too. Just, it's too lifted. Now I don't want to cut anything. So we're draining on the roof there. Whoever installed that left it on wood. The wood's gone. We need to write that up. These are surprisingly still intact. A better way of using the wood blocks, but disconnected here, so it's still on the roof. That's probably the piece that it had, and there's a roof drain on that side. Nothing else is connected. The roof drain that will not drain. Let's see all the water and rust. This roof is all messed up too. Not bad. Yeah, those are just stands. Roof drain. That looks pretty good actually. But then that never had a little roof to it. Finally does. You can tell this one like shifted. It's like leaning away from the drain. Oh man, not ours though. So you see the water accumulating because it fell in on this corner. All right, screw diking with this. Our problem here is everything's sealed off, right? But it's seeping this way. Our drain pan basically ends right here. There's this big gap here. There's another section like this with a lip, but it's closed off from this side and it's closed off from that side. It's only this little cavity right here. Like I can't get it from either side. So I'm gonna see if I can attempt something, because if not, you see all these screws. Gotta take off the top so we can remove this panel, which is really gonna suck right now. Screw it, modified it. See, we got a bunch of water in here, so I just try to level it with this screw so we can, because right here it cuts off, so I want it to be right above it so we can try and get all that water out. I was able to drill it with the subcompact. Not too hard. Since it was working pretty well, I went ahead and drilled the biggest bit I had for now. I don't want to cut too much, so we're gonna see how that works out. I'm gonna keep checking, make sure it goes all the way down. And then this is just, you can plug it, you can tape it. There shouldn't be any more water in there once we finish this. I'm pretty sure it was because of the drain that was messed up. It's just, it accumulated there and the blower is sucking it up that way, making it seep this way. Well, it's gonna eventually seep anyway. It's so hot, my shit just exploded everywhere. All right, but those things are really cool. From, I got them at Home Depot, the little stoppers. They don't spill, except right now where it exploded. So yeah, really stupid design there, because basically there's a whole other section with that's closed off, and it kind of acts as like a secondary pan that you just can't empty out. So the new guys were there trying to figure it out, trying to put different kinds of P-traps on there. I went ahead and put the one that I did because it's more of a deeper built out one that is recommended versus a pre-made trap, which pre-made traps generally work. I've used them, but if you can build it out, it's better. And manufacturers will tell you like how far and how deep. And basically, I feel like it was flowing pretty good, but I think all that water has been accumulating from the pan dripping over, and nobody ever got it completely out. Because the thing is, when you empty out the drain pan and then you run the system, what's happening is the blower, because you can see it, I didn't show it, but that one panel that I showed under the blower, that's like where I said it was seeping through, and basically you can see it like bubbling. So it's pulling and moving around water because of that pressure from the blower. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen again, and we kind of got maybe just the water that was sitting there. Maybe we needed to get it out. Believe I got 80% of it out. There's still going to be like a very small amount that I just can't get to, that we're going to have to get. I either need an extra long super thin attachment for my vacuum, but I would either need to get a super long one so I can kind of reach in there and get it all, because there's like a gap, like an inch gap basically, where you can kind of get anything in there. Or we're gonna have to take off that whole side panel, or I'm gonna have to drill out a bigger access to that area. I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna go back, see if we still have any water building up and moving around, or if that's just gonna be, you know, whatever water was left, the little bit that was left. So I had to get out of there. It was working fine. The thermostats are perfect now. It's reading the temperature more accurately to what I'm picking up on my psychrometers and thermometers. We placed a bunch everywhere, and those are working. The other ones, I think, were just out of whack and taking a while to catch up, because today they were hitting 75 in the morning, but granted, that's the morning. So now I just got to the next call. I was dead tired. I was all burnt. It's just hot. It's 105 ish, and it's been around there. It's been super hot, and we have nonstop calls. I already have my day tomorrow booked out. Thursday I don't have anything yet, and then Friday my parts should be here, so I already have Friday scheduled as well. And I have a bunch of stuff that I just haven't scheduled because I haven't had time to go, and we have out of town calls. It's been hectic. So we're here at the next one. I'm just gonna jump up really quick. I want to see what the hell's going on. I've already repaired this thing like 3 times, and it was running fine, so there should be no issue. But they said it is 80 inside, so I have to go see. All right, I see oil. I've already sprayed it, but I see oil along there. And I was trying to see if it was one of my joints here, but no. Let's see if we can get it here. It's on medium. Ooh, I have to get into the menu. I don't know what the password is. All right, but it's on medium. I need to put it on high. Let's go back. So nothing here. Nothing on this braze joint, nothing on this braze joint. And then if we go here, we do. All right, let it reset. I need to change the sensitivity. I prefer to put it on high. We'll use our meter too, or our Helmore. All right, so this one's on high, so it's going off like everywhere. It goes off here too. So you gotta let it zero out. It's still going off like everywhere. I have it on high, and I know it's the port. So on this one, let's go to medium. It still wants to pick it up. Yeah, so it goes more off on the port. I need to look at the password for this one. And then you want to verify, obviously, with bubbles. So I'm spraying this, and you want to have your hand on there too if you don't see anything, just to see if you can push out or apply pressure. But as you can see, I'm not getting anything up here. Nothing either. Nothing here. The system's still running. Right now I have it off, but it's still running. It's not completely out. And then if we hit that right there, of course it stopped. What is going on? A second ago that was pissing out. Oh no, there it is. It's still going. It just slowed down a little bit. Golly, guys. I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go chug some water. I bought some before I came over here. I've been on the roof all day today, and it's like 106 now or something like that. And it's super humid too. Take care of yourself. My phone already is messing up, so let's go down. After getting off a 110-degree roof, I can pass out in peace. That is because we have a reliable CRM like Jobber. Instead of worrying about this after a long day like today, we can do invoicing, quoting, take payments all in Jobber, and they have so much automation where I don't have to do anything, and it's hot. And if you want to do things much easier and smoother yourself, go check out my free trial and discount in the link down below in my website. Super simple, there's no risk. You can try it out, see if you like it yourself. And yeah, if you're still in the field like I am, you run a small business or you run a huge business with many employees, a good CRM keeps you organized, make sure you get paid on time. It follows up. Like I said, there's a lot of automation. It can answer your calls now as well while you're busy. There's so much that one software can do for you, and it frees up so much time for myself. Like I mentioned, when it is super hot, dead of summer, and you're just frustrated with work, don't get more frustrated after work. Try it out for yourself and score yourself a discount. Check out Jobber. We've been using this CRM for a long time now, and we don't know where we would be without it. It's done so much for us. So check it out for yourself. All right, so typically you can go back with a brass cap. I had a plastic cap and put a swivel tee. If you can find these, what would be even better is just a straight fitting. So I'm gonna try this out. We'll leak test it. We'll put a Schrader in. That way we don't have 2 points that can leak. We just have the one port over our leaking Cormax. And we'll just put a little bit of nylog to kind of help seal it up. Right here. So now, nothing. So now it's not going off. All right, there we go. It's 2s. I tried 1s, I tried 9s, and you have to get in there to get to the sensitivity mode. So I got to change it to high. I wish there was a quick action button for that, because that's something I constantly change. But for the most part, I do keep it on high. like loosening my probes and stuff, and you can hear it going off here and there. Yeah. All right, I think on high, it's gonna pick up all the residue and everything because it was going off like everywhere. So put it back on medium. I'm just gonna start holding it on the different areas and seeing if it goes off at all. Wow, I am back in the shade. I went to go talk to the customer. I don't know if I look toasted or not. I've been out in the sun all day. Now I do have a drive here and there. So I've been driving a couple hours and then I got to drive an hour back now. So not all day, but like, my God, we got our summer late this year. I don't know about everybody else. We normally peak in summer, like July, something like that. It's hitting us in mid-August. Like, we had 95 to 100, which is decent, especially if there's wind and breezes and all that. But August has been 105, 108 plus. No wind, high humidity, all that stuff. So it's been intense. I've been switching back between water and my guilty pleasure here. But yeah, guys, stay hydrated. And 10-15 minute breaks do wonders, because on both calls, because here I would just kind of, sometimes I get on autopilot and I'm just pushing through and, you know, going up and down the ladder, getting my leak detectors, getting stuff that I forgot, getting those brass caps. And it's tiresome. You start thinking that you're gonna either pass out or you can't move anymore. So definitely happens to me where I feel like if I stop moving, I won't be able to do anything. So I kind of push through and get certain things done and then look for like a time to take a break, which is when we got it somewhat charged to. I took 2 breaks. One to go get everything, took a few minutes in the van with the AC on, and then I took another one once I charged it up so I could let it run for a little bit so we could do another leak test. I think putting on brass caps would have maybe prevented this, but at the time I didn't have brass caps. I don't think I had swivel tees at the last time that I was here, and I just restocked. I also just restocked on brass caps, and those were my last 2 because everywhere, all the caps are missing. So I'm always trying to put new caps on, and I didn't get to here, but I did leak check, and it's weird because it did stop a little bit, or it slowed down to a smaller leak as we were there, but I did check last time with the leak detector with bubbles just to verify if I had anything else going on, and I didn't. It's been one thing after another. So they're like, what's going on? What's going on with it? Is there something wrong with it? Did you fix it? Like, I get all these questions, and callbacks just suck. So I'm gonna get out of here. I have another one to go to tomorrow morning because I was trying to get this one done today, so I don't have to do this one tomorrow. I got another callback, or they think it's a callback. It's been a couple months, but I'm gonna honor it. And it's for a reach-in cooler. We fixed 3 at this location, and I replaced a temp control. And the problem with this one that they sent me a picture on, and they're like, can you cover it, is it was icing over. We put a new temp control in, had to calibrate it, and it was cutting off. No more ice up, no more drain pan overfilling. And like I said, it's been, I think, 2 months already, like 30 to 40 days. I told her that I would just go look at it, right? So I'll waive the diagnostics, trip charge, whatever, just to go look at it. I am going to be down the street tomorrow anyway. So I'm going to swing by, look at it. I'm always trying to help local places, but they're always the ones that rush. So she's like, it needs to be working tomorrow. I'm like, I don't have time, but I'll look at it. It just, that's why we don't do a lot of local places, and it's nothing against them. I understand they need their equipment. They're a small business trying to stay in business, but we are all busy. All my guys are tied up. I'm out here by myself on the rooftop. I thought I'd be working less this year. It just hasn't happened. Also, let me know, guys, what are your recommendations? I need to fix that stupid rear camera. What are your recommendations for thermostats? Now, I understand a lot of people recommend Honeywell and a lot of different ones we've used. I've replaced a lot of them, but we did use them today. And I don't know what the recommendations are. If you guys have any that use sensors, I need some that take sensors. So we used the Honeywell T9 today. I'm going to see how it does. It looks more like a residential application. I don't know if they have a commercial one specifically, but T9 is what we're using. Before that, or my other option is Brayburn with a wired sensor. And I know Honeywell, I think it's a T6s or something like that, that you can also, or yeah, it's one of those that you can also wire a remote sensor to it. But I went with wireless so we could kind of put them exactly where we wanted them today and just be in and out. And they were cool with it. Those were $200. Thermostat and sensor, I was able to get it locally. My supply house only carries like traditional, one heat, one cool. Every now and then I can find two heat, two cool, or at least two cool. And those are even hard to find. So I need a 2-stage minimum and sensors. We use those a lot. So if you guys have recommendations, let me know. If not, I'm going to stick to what we tried today. Hopefully we have no issues. I know Red Link also has some, but those are way more expensive. So these were $200. When I looked up the Red Link Honeywells with those sensors, it was going to be like $400, $500. So I was like, I can't charge over $1,000 to replace some thermostats, you know. So this is our drain onto the roof for now. It used to be piped in there. If that's the drain going down, why the hell is it spilling out? I'll have to see what the hell's going on there. But we're back on this unit here. Last time I did some repairs, we immediately had it go down low charge again, and now it's been almost basically 2 weeks, like 14 days, and it's still cooling. There's no ice up anymore, so it was just that Cormax that we sealed up. So I'll double check again, but so we're good now after all the stuff we've been through. I know the condenser might have had a leak. We did a leak seal, then we did have a leak on the evap coil that we patched, changed out the dryer, capped off the high side Cormax, and then we had that ECM issue on this one. So I think we're good now. They can you know, get their cooling the rest of the year and not worry about it. I'm just gonna, like, we're here for maintenance now, so I'm gonna double check what that is. All right, guys, so we came, and it's still working fine 2 weeks later. I just got back from my trip, and it gave me the opportunity to do a follow-up. Since they hadn't called, I wasn't too worried about it because they would have told me right away. A lot of our customers, like, if it doesn't drop the next day, they'd let us know for sure. So I was able to take my Milwaukee trip, come back, get back into maintenance. I had to shuffle things around. I have a lot of refrigeration calls to get to as well. So one thing that I do a lot of is leak repairs, right? So we did a leak repair on this one. I didn't get to show, I don't think I got to show any of that because it was a weekend or a Friday afternoon or something like that, and I was in a rush. So like I mentioned earlier, we did a lot of repairs to this one. But in case you were wondering what that leak detector was, it is the Top Test refrigerant leak detector, which not only does A2Ls and your older refrigerants, but it also does A3 refrigerants. But I had to be honest, and I took out a portion where I was actually going to review this. It was going to be more of a review video. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed. So I personally do like Top Test as a company. I've used their gas leak detectors before for R290 because it's that was a combustible gas detector where it only did your gas lines and everything else. It did not technically do refrigerant, although some people said it did work on certain ones. I'm not sure if they just put the same sensor and technology into this one because it did pick up refrigerants after all. So what I noticed is I had to be on the leak for a few seconds. It could be 5, 6, 7 seconds, and then it goes off. At that point, if you move, if you're used to any other leak detector, you move around too quickly, you're gonna think that you have a leak somewhere else, or you're gonna be like, oh, I have to backtrack a little bit. So that's where it becomes a hard recommendation, because I want you guys to have the easiest or the ease of use, the convenience, and the reliability that it's going to go off every time, or it's always going to pick up that leak, or you don't have to second guess your tools. That is always my main concern. They did offer a couple of these to me, and I was planning on giving one away, but like I said, it's a hard recommendation. I wouldn't want somebody to not find the leak or make their leak search harder when they could just get something else. And they also offered to pay for this review, which I ended up turning down, because technically I could have just done the video and be like, make your own choice and get my money and bounce. But just to give you a little insight, the way I do things is I take the payment if it's something I like. So if it's like Field Piece, Testo, Hillmore, and it's something that I've used for years and they want to pay for a video, all right, cool, I already know it works. Or they got something new that I like and that I'm going to use. When it's a smaller company, I do prefer to use it for a while first. Only take the money if it actually can be a recommendation, because then I can be like, hey guys, this is a really cool, affordable option. It's cheaper, it's this or that. Go check it out. I can't do that this time, unfortunately. So I just kind of wanted to be open to you guys. I'm trying to do more, I think I mentioned this before, more content creation, content creator kind of stuff this year. And I've been all in on that. So more tool reviews, more, partnerships with companies, more stuff like that. Trying to build that up. And I really like Top Test's other products. I just can't vouch for this one. You saw it firsthand, and I'm gonna leave a link to it just in case you guys like it, because once I got into the settings and I changed it to high sensitivity, that was another letdown, is that it went off too much. And between medium and high, I would expect the high to kind of pinpoint it, and then you can drop it down to medium if you second guess what area it is. I don't want it to either go off in the entire time on high, or if I switched it to medium, there was a delay for it to go off. So I was like, that's not justifiable for me. They said they would look into improving it. They appreciate the heads up. So I turned it down, but I'm still including it so that you can see, because I'm pretty sure you're going to see a lot of other reviews pop up on this. And I think all of them have been honest. I think they've all said that there is a delay, so there's no issue or shade there. I just wanted to give you guys a look at it from the perspective of somebody that turned down, the payment for it. I can't even use it as a backup. This is my leak detection kit, so it also has stuff for static pressure. I had my manometers in here, but I don't think I have them right now. I'm trying to build this out as a leak detection kit. So eventually I also throw my Cal Blue bubbles in here if I want to put one leak detector in one bottle. So I did have it in here. This is a leak detector itself. Just didn't enjoy using it. What I do have in here are my Hillmore leak detectors. So these are the ones that I use for a majority of my calls. People ask me all the time. Hillmore is a good leak detector. I've had this one. I bought it a long time ago. It got rained out during a storm. It was my fault. You can see sometimes the lip here doesn't close all the way, so it doesn't make it completely waterproof. And I would love for them to even just update that to a USB-C port. Yeah, because I won't even stay closed. So my old one got rained out. Hvacr did send these over because DIVERSITECH is a sponsor of the channel, just being, again, upfront with you. This is a heated diode. I've had so much luck with the Hvacr, so I wanted to give Hvacr's heated diode a shot. I had the Hvacr TechMate, I believe it's called. It was the old heated diode that took D batteries, I believe, or C batteries, but this one takes I believe AA. Takes 3 AA batteries, so it's easier to swap those out. Heated diode sometimes works where the infrared doesn't, but 90% of the time you're going to be able to find it with this, and this is rechargeable via micro USB. So these are you know, my go-tos. I keep them in this bag, like I said, and if I have to do a leak check, I will take this. And bubbles, this is a top test that I do like. So this is their gas leak detector. This one I use for R290. So, or if you guys have gas lines to any of your gas appliances or gas to your AC equipment or anything else, this is the one that I actually enjoyed using. It was super simple and it picked up leaks every time, even on the small R290s that only have a couple of ounces in them. It actually told me when there was a leak, and you could tell there was a leak once you would open it up because it started icing up and, you know, it just wasn't cooling, and I had a lot of evap leaks. So in my personal opinion, for gas leaks, good. Refrigerant leak detector is okay. It is just very slow. So I guess I did do a review, right? So either way, I didn't get paid for it. They did send it out. Didn't enjoy it. Can't recommend it. But again, you guys make your own decision. So if you want to go check it out, it does work. It just, you have to be on there. You have to be very slow. And if the price justifies it for you, then go ahead and make that purchase. But like the Hvacr is $300. The other one that I liked is the Field Piece Infrared, the DR82. That is $600. So you guys make your decisions, because I've been asked a lot lately on leak detectors, and one of my very first videos was the Hvacr leak detector. I took it down, but that was one of the first videos that I ever did. It was a review, and I still stand by it. I do really like it. I've found so many micro leaks with it, but the Field Piece is right up there with it. I feel like they're kind of the same. So are you gonna pay? If I have to recommend bang for your buck or somebody on a budget, affordable, Hvacr is always right there, and they're super reliable with anything they do. Reliable and affordable. Field Piece, you're paying almost $600, which is double, but you're going to get a lighted tip. You're going to get USB-C charging, and you're going to get that Field Piece rugged look and durability. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Hvacr durability. It just, I'm not dropping it all the time. It never gets dropped. So Field Piece might be just slightly more durable. And other than that, they are exactly the same. Like, I've had the same success rate with both. So my recommendation will always be Hvacr if you guys are worried about price or bang for your buck, or, you know, a $300 leak detector that works just as good as a $600 one. And Hvacr is, you know, high end if you want more of the ppm, parts per million, or the sensitivity. You can play with that a little bit more on the Hvacr side. But do you need that? That is totally up to you. If you just need a leak detector that works, I'm going to tell you Hvacr all day. Field Piece has, I do like the lighted tip on it, so I wish Hvacr would kind of take that in their next gen. And Hvacr is high end if you guys want more custom or more pinpoint custom leak detection that can have sensors replaced. If you go with like their Stratus, right? The Stratus has different sensors, but that's going to run you. Remember, we started at 300, 600. Hvacr is going to run you with those sensors like $1,600 at least. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video, got something out of it. Just try to go over some of the comments I got, and you know, my experience with this and all my leak detectors. So If you did, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.